Hello again, everybody. David Clary along with Dylan Woody, Preston Fetters here at McMinn County High School, getting set for the second ball game against the Cherokees this week. The Wildcats taking home the victory in a close pitchers duel this past Monday. Wildcats trying to sweep the series in their first district ball game in District 4 in baseball. It's a blustery day down here in Athens. As I was telling the guys as we were coming down here, this is our seventh trip to McMinn County in the last 3 weeks. As I look out at the flagpole, the wind is blowing in hard from center to right field. So to get the ball out of the park today, I think you're going to have to hit it to right field. And if the wind continues to blow, it's going to blow back in. So it could be an interesting day here at McMinn County High School. Let me run down the starting lineups. First off for the Wildcats, leading things off and playing center field will be the junior Warren East. Batting second will be the right fielder, Brooks Poteet. He'll be playing right field, as I mentioned. Batting third will be the third baseman, Mikey Teasley. Batting fourth will be the catcher, Parker Free. Batting fifth will be the pitcher, the junior, Joseph Webb. Batting sixth will be Noah Wood. He'll be playing shortstop today. Batting seventh and playing left field will be Carson Fagan. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter, Jaden Cheverton. He'll be hitting for Isaiah Wilson, who will be playing first base. Batting ninth and playing second base will be the sophomore Whit Reniger. For the McMinn County Cherokees, leading things off for them will be the shortstop Luke Lawson. Batting second will be Jager Arms, who'll be playing center field. Batting third will be Chase McDonald, the second baseman. Batting fourth will be the first baseman Jack Gooden. Batting fifth will be Cooper Wilson. He'll be catching for the Cherokees. Batting sixth will be the third baseman Austin Fugit. And batting seventh will be Marshall Goodner. He'll be playing right field. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter, Bo Barnett. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, Cade Hyde. And batting ninth will be the left fielder, Link Brazel. We're just moments away from baseball here on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We are live, and we appreciate you watching our broadcast today. We are at McMinn County High School, getting ready for the national anthem. We're just moments away from the first pitch. Wildcats and the Cherokees in this district ball game. I'm going to turn off my mic here. We'll be back to McMinn County High School in a moment. That one.
Okay. There was some static, so I switched it. So
okay, there's the static. If you remember, it's the last one on the thing is bad. Remember we found it at that time. It's that. It might have plugged in. Let's just go with one mic right now. Mine. It's the last one that has the static.
It was in the second to last.
Brooks Poteet. Hitting third at third base, number 3, Mikey Teasley. Hitting cleanup, the catcher, number 2, Parker Free. Batting fifth and pitching, number 24, Joe Webb. And batting ninth at second base, number 6, Whit Reniger. Rounding out the lineup at third base, number 21, Isaiah Wilson. The Wildcats are coached by assistant coaches Jonah Wolf, Jeremiah Ball, and Kyle Gary. Head coach Travis free.
As the Wildcats line up on the first base side, we're just moments away from baseball. The Wildcats will be wearing their road Cardinal jerseys, gray pants, gray jerseys, Cardinal numerals. The McMinn County Cherokees will be wearing their home whites with orange, or actually with gold and black. I'm sorry, we're having a little audio issue we're working on. As
Second base, Chase McDonald. Hitting cleanup at first base, number 25, Jack. Batting fifth and catching, number 8, Cooper Wilson. Batting sixth, number 23 at third base, Austin Fugit. Batting seventh in right field, number 11, Marshall Goodner. Batting eighth, the DH, number 5, Bo Barnett. Batting ninth in left field, number 1, Lee Brazel. And pitching for the Cherokees, number 13, Cade Hyde. The Cherokees are coached by assistant coaches Adam Ray, Rodney Biddle, Dylan Lehman, Justin Barnett, and Grant Brown. Head coach Matt Ray. If everyone will please rise, gentlemen, remove your caps as Reagan Graves presents our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' bright glare, the bombs bursting in the air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's our national anthem here from McMinn County High School. The Wildcats and Cherokees about set. The Wildcats are 4-0 on the year with victories over Knoxville Central 9-4. They knocked off the Maryville Rebels at home 13-6. Knocked off Nolensville 5-4, and just on Monday they beat the Cherokees 2-1. Cherokees have victories over Walker Valley twice. They also have a victory over Ooltewah and the loss to the Wildcats. And we're about set here from McMinn County. Hope you like our scoreboard up on the screen, top right, as you can see, and Dylan Woody is going to be handling the duties here, so I just put him on the spot. Preston Fetters is doing our camera work. As we watch Cade Hyde warm up for the Cherokees. It's our first time broadcasting from this location. I remember several years ago they had a field somewhere else, but I've never broadcast from this one before. As Travis Free, the head coach of the Wildcats, wanders over towards the third base coaching box. In a moment, Kevin McKeithen will be in the first base coaching box. The Wildcats are also assisted by Kyle Gary, Jeff Ulrich, and the pitching coach is Jeremiah Ball. We're about set here. It's a right-handed pitcher. He'll be facing the first three men in the Oak Ridge lineup. That'll be Warren East, Brooks Poteet, and Mikey Teasley. Wildcats trying to remain undefeated and trying to go 2-0 in District 3 play. Appreciate our sponsors for Oak Ridge High School baseball this season. We'll get those mentioned to you. We've got Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, the Fox Insurance Group. We also have Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, and East Tennessee Spine and Sport with Donnie Sharp. Music playing loudly. Warren's on deck. He is signed to play baseball in college, and we look forward to following his career. He's only a junior, but Warren will be headed off to play at Youngstown State University. Several have committed. The pitcher in today's game, Joseph Webb, he's committed to play at Vanderbilt. Mikey Teasley, a senior, he is committed to play at Tennessee. As we're about to get underway here, Warren East will lead things off for the Oak Ridge High School Wildcats. Right-handed hitter, good speed, good bats, got some power. I've always commented on him that he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he can hit the ball a long ways. Might have to in the wind, with the wind blowing as hard as it is, as he steps in against Hyde, and we are about set here from McMinn County High School. Warren steps in from the right side, and the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike, and we're underway here in Athens. No balls and one strike to Warren East. As I mentioned, Brooks Poteet will follow, then Mikey Teasley. One strike pitch, hit foul off to the right side and out of play. Warren back in, never stepped out of the box. The boxer, just like Bobby Hopkins Field, is artificial turf around the home plate area. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit foul again. Out of play. Preston Fetters is the veteran of the crew here tonight. He's done, this will be your third ball game, I guess, Preston. It is. Warren back in. Kate Hyde, as I mentioned, he is the pitcher for the Cherokees. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A little bit high, maybe a little inside, and the count is 1-2. East back in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hit in the air, right field. The shortstop, the second baseman back, but it's the right fielder who makes the catch for out number 1. So one up and one out as Goodner makes the catch out in right field, and the batter now will be Brooks Poteet. Brooks is a transfer from Powell High School. He bats from the left side. The righty comes to the plate. There's a called strike. Nope, I guess a little bit low. The count is 1-0. Pitch is ripped to right field. The right fielder's under it. He's back a couple steps and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 fly ball outs to the outfield, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the first inning, and the batter now will be Mikey Teasley. And Oak Ridge fans are aware Mikey is committed to play baseball at the University of Tennessee. A lot of Major League scouts are around him a lot. He's communicated with about all of them. Pitch to him is a called strike at the belt, and the count is 0-1. Mikey back in, the 1-strike pitch to him. Has another called strike on the outside half of the plate at the belt, and Mikey Teasley falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit in the air, foul. Out of play. You guys will have to tell me how smart I am, because we had parked the van pretty close to behind the back, the press box here. I've moved it since, so don't worry about it. Not that you were. The ball's hit softly on the ground. Pitcher feels it, then falls down, and Mikey's going to reach base safely. He came off the mound okay, and then kind of stumbled as he went down, and then the ball ticked off his glove, and Mikey's aboard with the first base runner of the ball game. And the Wildcats, with 2 outs, will send to the plate Parker Free. Parker, a junior, obviously the son of the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Travis Free, had a game-winning home run walk-off against Nolensville on Saturday. Big hit for him, and he steps in. The pitch to him is way up high, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Fans familiar with Oak Ridge ball will know that Coach Free likes to run quite a bit, and wouldn't be surprised to see Mikey take off here. He's got a short lead at first. Pitch is inside, and the count now is 2 balls and no strikes. Throw over to first and back safely will go Mikey Teasley. Not even a big lead at all. Joe Webb is on deck for the Wildcats. He's a Vanderbilt commit. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Parker Free. Hit foul. Back to the screen, and the count is 2-1. This will be the final meeting of the year between the two schools. As I mentioned, Oak Ridge won 2-1 on Monday against McMinn County. Mikey a bigger lead now. Let's see if he goes on this pitch. He is. Pitch to Parker is outside, and a stolen base now for Mikey Teasley. The Wildcats have a runner in scoring position, and Parker's got a 3-ball, 1-strike count on him. Hyde trying to get out of the first inning. The righty checks the runner at second, and the 3-1 pitch. Cut on and missed. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Wildcats' next ball game will be tomorrow. That'll be a home game against Boyd Buchanan. Friday, they're scheduled to play the Anderson County Mavericks at home. As the pitch to Parker is ripped to center, pretty deep. The center fielder drifting over to right field. The wind's got it, and he can't make the play. Parker's headed to second, in to score. Run number 1 is Mikey Teasley, and the Wildcats have the first run of the ball game, 1-0, and hopefully the center fielder for the Cherokees is okay. Collided. As I said, the wind is blowing very, very hard from center to right field, and he was under it initially, and as he made his approach, he had to keep drifting over to right field and just couldn't keep up with the ball, and the Wildcats have the lead 1-0. Nice hit there by Parker, Dylan, but the wind aided it quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was like directly down the center field. I mean, almost hitting the American flag, but the wind took it a little bit. Center field couldn't communicate with the right field, I guess, and they collided.
Hopefully he's okay. The coaching staff went out. Why don't we take a quick break while they attend to him? It's 1-0 Wildcats. We'll be back to Athens, Tennessee, McMinn County High School in a moment. Welcome back to McMinn County High School. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge have taken a 1-0 lead. An infield error by the pitcher. I mean, he kind of stumbled and couldn't come up with a play. I don't know if he had gotten Mikey anyway, but Mikey's able to steal second and come home on the fly ball double by Parker Free, and the Wildcats have a 1-0 lead. And you can look at the flag, how hard that flag is blowing. Center fielder's going to have to come out of the ball game. They're going to have to put a new guy in center field. So hopefully their number 2 hitter, Jagger Arms, will be okay, but he's going to have to come out of the ball game. We are live in McMinn County. As I mentioned, coming up tomorrow, the Wildcats will be taking on the Boyd Buchanan team, a team out of the Chattanooga area. You might be familiar with their former football coach, who was at Riverdale for a long time and just moved on, Gary Rankin. He's going to be coaching someplace else, but the last several years, I think he's been down at Boyd Buchanan High School. Kate Hyde taking some extra warm-up tosses while they get another outfielder into the game. We appreciate all of you watching, and tell your friends and neighbors. We'll try to do as many baseball games as we possibly can. There are times we won't be able to. Friday, we might not be able to broadcast tomorrow's ball game. I'm still working on that. But Friday for sure we'll have the Anderson County ball game for you on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Then next week, while these guys are at the beach and doing various spring break things, we have a lot of ball games. We'll be playing Sevier County, Catholic, Jefferson County, just to name a few, and we'll try to get those games. All those games are on the road as Joe Webb steps in now for the Wildcats. He's a right-handed hitting junior. As I mentioned, he is committed to play ball at Vanderbilt. He'll be the pitcher when the bottom half of the inning gets underway, and he steps in with a runner in scoring position. We have a courtesy runner at second base, as the pitch to Joe is on the inside corner, but a little bit too inside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes. Hyde checks the runner at second. The pitch, low and inside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Pitch to Joe. Hit foul. Out of play over to the right side. And the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike. Andy Hudson is your courtesy runner for the catcher, Parker Free. Joe back in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hyde from the stretch. Checks Hudson at second. The pitch, a little bit outside, maybe a little low, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Noah Wood is on deck for the Wildcats. Pitch to Joe is hit well, deep to left. The left fielder back on it. The ball is going. It is out of here. A home run by Joseph Webb, and the Wildcats have a 3-0 lead on the home run. He didn't need the wind on that one. It was long gone, and the Wildcats have a 3-0 lead. And Dylan Woody, you called it.
Yeah, I did call it. I mean, I said Joe would get a home run. Maybe not to the live stream, but I said it to David. Yeah.
And 3 runs on the board here in the first inning. And Noah Wood will be the batter. Noah steps in. He's a right-handed hitting junior. 3 runs in here in the first. The pitch is high and outside. So after getting the first 2 batters fairly easily, 2 fly ball outs to right field from Warren East and Brooks Poteet, Wildcats have put 3 on the board. The pitch is hit foul again. Off to the right side and out of play, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Appreciate those kind words on the chat, by the way, for those of you watching. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. And one bounces away, but nobody's on base, and the count now is 2 balls and 1 strike to Noah Wood. That pitch is outside and high. And the count now is 3 balls and 1 strike. So the Wildcats have 3 on the board before they've even taken to the field defensively. In the ball game Monday, it was just a 2-1 ball game. The pitch down low, ball 4. And the Wildcats now will send to the plate senior Carson Fagan. I know his relatives, and while I get an opportunity, we've got a mound visit. We'll give an opportunity to thank the family, the grandparents of Carson and Kipton Fagan, who have contributed to our broadcasts. To do baseball, it's one of those things, and I talk about this all the time. In Oak Ridge, there's football and there's basketball, and those of us who love baseball can't understand why there aren't more businesses that like baseball, but it's hard to get sponsorships for our baseball broadcasts. And if you could see these hungry crew that I come down and eat at Cookout 7 times in the last 3 weeks, you would know why we need some money actually for our broadcasts. And we appreciate the Fagans down in Texas for helping sponsor our broadcast. Here's the pitch. It's low and inside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes to Carson Fagan. Carson will be followed by Jaden Cheverton in the Wildcat lineup. 3 runs in here in the top of the first inning, 3-0 Wildcats. Pitch is high and tight, and the count is even. Well, on the scoreboard it says 1 ball and 1 strike. That is the case. Andy Hudson scored the 2nd run of the inning on the 2-run home run by Joseph Webb. Here's a quick throw over to first, and back to the bag will go Noah Wood. Kevin McKeithen, former Wildcat football player and baseballer, is the first base coach. The pitch hit on the ground into the third baseman. He feels it, throws a low one, scooped up nicely by the first baseman for out number 3. But the Wildcats have a very productive top of the first inning. We go to the bottom half here at McMinn County High School. Oak Ridge on top, 3-0. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to McMinn County High School. The Wildcats spotted 3 runs here in the first inning, and Joseph Webb will take the hill for the Wildcats. The first 3 scheduled hitters will be Luke Lawson, and then the new outfielder who had to come in for Arms, who was injured on that fly ball double by Parker Free, and then Chase McDonald. Good start for the Wildcats. As I mentioned, the 3 runs were the total amount of runs scored on Monday in a 2-1 victory by the Wildcats. And the first pitch from Joe is a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. So, Dylan, how do you like the scoreboard?
It's actually super fun. I'm not going to lie.
1 strike pitch from Webb is hit on the ground to the shortstop. Noah Wood fields it on 2 hops, throws on to Isaiah Wilson at first in time for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down, and the batter now will be, I'll have to check the lineup here. This is the new guy who came into the ball game.
Now batting number 10, Matthew Fletcher.
Matthew Fletcher. Fletcher bats for the first time. One out here in the bottom of the first. That pitch is up high. Fletcher's a tall kid. He looks like he stands probably anywhere around 6'3" or so. He towers over the umpire. Webb comes to the plate. The pitch is outside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. We're in the first inning here in McMinn County. The Wildcats on top 3-0. Webb behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. The wind, the pitch. Hit foul over towards the parking lot, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Parker Free with a sign. I'll set the defense for you in a moment. The pitch is way up high, and the count is 3-1. Defensively, Isaiah Wilson is the first baseman. The second baseman is Whit Reniger. Shortstop is Noah Wood. Mikey Teasley is at third. That pitch is inside, and that's the first base runner of the day for the Cherokees. The outfield for the Wildcats. In right field, Brooks Poteet. The center fielder is Warren East. And over in left field is Carson Fagan. And the catcher is Park. Joe working from the stretch. Glances over to first. The pitch. There's a called strike to Chase McDonald, the second baseman for the Cherokees. He bats from the left side. Fletcher, a pretty good size lead at first. See if Webb gives him a look. Nope. Pitch hits him or bounces away. Didn't hit him somehow. It is a pitch that goes all the way back to the screen. And they've got a runner in scoring position now on the, we'll call it a wild pitch. It was high and inside. Parker tried to go up and get it, just couldn't bring it down. And they've got a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the first inning. One ball, 1 strike. Number 3 hitter in their lineup. Joe checks the runner. The pitch. That's way high. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Appreciate the hospitality of the people here at McMinn County. We've been here a lot, guys. We've been here. This is our 7th time, as I mentioned, in the last 3 weeks, but very friendly in the press box. Gave us our own booth. We don't even get our own booth at home. As 2 balls and 1 strike, the pitch. That's way outside. The count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Joe having a little trouble finding his control early. Wind still blowing pretty strong from center to right. Fletcher takes his lead off a second. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. Outside, another ball. And that is another base on balls, and they've got runners at first and second. So the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Jack Gooden, the first baseman and cleanup man for the McMinn County Cherokees. The Wildcats put 3 on the board in the top half of the first inning. They've got the tying run at the plate. Fletcher is your lead runner at second. McDonald off of first, 1 out. Pitch is up high again. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's see if Coach Ball is going to make a mound visit here in a second to talk to his big junior. 1-0 pitch. There's a called strike, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning from McMinn County. We're hoping to get back before any bad weather might happen. We drove out of here a couple weeks ago in snow. There's another called strike, and the count is 1-2. You guys thought you were going to get out of school that day, didn't you?
I did think we were going to get out of school with all the snow. It kind of looked like a blizzard.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That's the golden voice of Dylan Woody with me. 1-2 pitch, cut on a miss, and that's a strikeout, and that is the first strikeout of the night for Joe Webb. And the batter now will be the catcher, Cooper Wilson. Cooper's another big, tall, rangy kid. He bats from the right side, deep in the box. In fact, his right foot all the way on the line in the right-handed batter's box. They've got runners at first and second, but there are 2 outs now. The Wildcats scored all 3 of their runs with 2 outs. That pitch is cut on and missed. No balls and 1 strike. Preston Fetters is doing our camera work. Preston, did you get that home run that Joe hit? He's just nodding his head. He said he did. Joe checks the runner at second. Here's the 1-strike pitch. It's a little bit above the belt, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pretty good turnout of Oak Ridge fans. As I look down to our right, we'll hope you'll be at Bobby Hopkins tomorrow as the Wildcats take on Boyd Buchanan in a non-district ball game. 1-1 pitch, a little bit low, I guess. And the count is 2-1. Little control issues. He's thrown a lot of pitches here in the first inning. He walked the number 2 and 3 hitters. Got a first man to ground out to Noah Wood, and then he struck out the cleanup guy. From the stretch, Webb checks the runner at second. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Little inside. Parker held it there for a second, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. Parker is not only a really good hitter, he's an excellent defensive catcher for the Wildcats, as any Oak Ridge fan would know. Joe trying to find his control here in the first inning with the wind blowing hard. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Cooper gets tired of waiting and steps out of the box. 2 on, 2 outs. We're in the first inning. Wildcats next week. A lot of ball games. In the following week, they'll be heading down to Alabama to Gulf Shores for, I guess, the 3rd or 4th consecutive years. That pitch, evidently, a little bit high and maybe inside, and that's 3 walks in the inning, and the bases are loaded. And the batter now will be the Austin Fugit, the third baseman. Another right-handed hitter. Bases full of Cherokees. Here, the encouragement coming from the Oak Ridge dugout down the first base side. The pitch, way outside. Surprised Coach Ball hasn't gone out to talk to his big guy. He has definitely had some trouble with his control. He falls behind. 1 ball and no strikes to the third baseman. Parker with a sign, the 1-0 pitch. There's a called strike on the outer half of the plate, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Friday, the Wildcats, as I mentioned, will be hosting the Anderson County Mavericks. That game will be at Bobby Hopkins Field. 1-1 pitch, hit on the ground, foul. Isaiah feels it at first, but it's in foul territory, and Joe Webb ahead in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. When Joe pitches, typically Wilson will be the first baseman, kind of like when DeRiggi is at third base, typically when Mikey's pitching. Good to have the depth that the Wildcats have at different positions. This is a very deep Oak Ridge team. 1-2 pitch. Oh, that's close. Must have been a little outside. The Oak Ridge dugout, they wanted it. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was close. You probably have a better look at it than I do. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases full of Cherokees. 2 outs here in the first inning. 3-0 Wildcats. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Go sit down. Strike 3 swinging, and that is the 3rd out here in the first inning. Joe Webb has some control troubles, walks 3, but gets out of it with no harm done. We go to the top half of the second inning here at McMinn County High School, live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, sponsored by Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, East Tennessee Spine and Sport, the Fox Insurance Group, and Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. 3-0 Wildcats. We'll be back for the second inning in a moment. Welcome back once again to McMinn County High School. 3-0 Wildcats as the Wildcats get ready to bat here in the second. Cheverton, the leadoff man this inning. He tries to bunt. The pitch was fouled over towards the third base side, and the count is 0-1. It'll be Cheverton, then Whit Reniger, and then back to the top of the order to Warren East for the Wildcats here in the second. High to the plate, high and tight. And the count is even at 1-1 strike. Nobody aboard, nobody out. We're in the second inning here at McMinn County. 3-0 Wildcats. Scoring in front of Joe. That pitch is a ball. 2-1 strike. Jaden wears the number 13. I don't know if that's lucky or unlucky. We'll see. 2-1 strike. Pitch to him. Bounced about 2-3 feet in front of the plate, and the count is 3-1. All the Wildcats scoring happened with 2 outs. A couple easy fly ball outs. First 2. Hyde was cruising, and then a ball hit in the air, actually on the ground to the pitcher. He couldn't field it cleanly. Then a double and a home run. It's 3-0. As that pitch is hit foul territory over towards the first base side. The first baseman dealing with the wind, and it drops just inside the fence. I think he thought he was going to drift a little bit farther, but the count is full now. 3-2 strikes. Jaden back in. Jaden Cheverton, right-handed hitter. He's deep in the box once again. He's right up, crowds the plate a bit. As that pitch is hit in the center field, will it drop? It's going to drop in front of the center fielder. So lucky number 13, and Jaden Cheverton has a base hit for the Wildcats. And the batter now will be Whit Reniger. Whit had a huge base hit, a walk-off single the other day to knock off the Cherokees in a big win at Bobby Hopkins Field. He'll be followed by Warren East, who's on deck for the Wildcats. Nobody out, runner at first. Squares to bunt, pops it up right behind the plate, and that is out number 1. Back to the top of the order we go to Warren East. Warren flew out to right field in the first inning. Cheverton takes his lead off of first. Warren steps in. The ball is hit in the right field again. The wind's got it again. It's drifting towards the line, and it drops just foul over to the right side, and the count is 0-2. Steps back in once again. Runner at first. Oh, hit him. And down the first will go Warren East with a base on ball. So the Wildcats now have runners at first and second with 1 out. And the batter now will be Brooks Poteet. Brooks also flew out to right field his first time. Left-handed hitter. As I mentioned, he transferred over from Powell. Good to have him here. Always better to be a Wildcat than a Panther. As he steps in, runners at first and second. The pitch is inside and tight once again, and the count is 1 no strikes. Jaden Cheverton is your lead runner at second. Warren East at first. Mikey Teasley's on deck for the Wildcats. Mikey reached base and scored the first run of the ball game. Wildcats trying to get more here in the second inning. Brooks back in. The pitch to him. Low. Here's a quick throw over to third and a stolen base, actually a double steal. The Wildcats get the stolen base with Cheverton moving over to third, and all the way down to second is Warren East. So the Wildcats now have 2 in scoring position and a 2-ball no strike count on Brooks Poteet. It could mean 2 runs here. Hyde comes to the plate. The pitch hit in the right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Softly hit, should score at least 1. Here comes Oak Ridge Warren East rounding third. It's going to be a bang-bang plays in there for the Wildcats' 5th run of the ball game. Oak Ridge leads it now 5-0 over the McMinn County Cherokees. An RBI, 2 RBI single by Brooks Poteet, and the Wildcats lead it 5-0. This ball wasn't hit Dylan that hard, but it was just enough. Dropped in front of the right fielder, and the Wildcats have 2 more on the board.
Yeah, it's a perfect hit when you have 2 quick guys on the bases that can score 2 runs.
Well, for a non-baseball guy, he's doing good work here. Batter now is Mikey Teasley. Mikey reached base the first time. He takes one a little bit low. One ball, no strikes. Quick throw over to first, and easily back to the bag will go Brooks Poteet. Oak Ridge and Boyd Buchanan tomorrow at Bobby Hopkins Field. Hopefully the weather won't be too bad. Got a tarp as the runner's going. The pitch is a called strike. Here's a throw into center field, but the shortstop backing up. It's another stolen base. The Wildcats love to run, as Brooks Poteet has yet another stolen base. Another runner in scoring position, 5-0 Wildcats. Oak Ridge eked one out on Monday, a 2-1 game at Bobby Hopkins Field. The Wildcats trying to go 2-0 in district play. And Mikey steps back in. As I mentioned, he scored a run his first time. Pitch to him is hit in the air, right side, and foul. And out of play. And the count to Mikey Teasley is 1 ball and 2 strikes. He'll be wearing orange next year for the University of Tennessee. He's proud about that. He's got a lot of Tennessee stuff that he wears during ball games. He's got something orange sticking out of his back pocket you might be able to see. If maybe Preston can zoom in on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, that's up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Look at Preston. I ask and he obeys. That orange is pretty close to his hair too, actually. Of course, Preston is a red hit. Mikey back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Runner going to third. And they've got maybe have him picked off, and they do. He went going. Good play by the pitcher, and that will be the second out of the inning as Poteet is caught stealing. And that is the second out. The Wildcats have 2 on the board, so nobody aboard now. 2 outs. Mikey's got a 2 ball, 2 strike count on him. The pitch to him, hit foul. Back to the screen and out of play. Parker Free is on deck. Parker had a wind-blown double and an RBI his first time. Stands in the batter's box to our right. The pitch to Mike Teasley is outside, and the count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two pitch. Hit in the air, foul again. Out of play. Well, it's obvious that Coach Gaddis is not here because one question has not been asked.
Where's Wadungstra?
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is called strike 3 on the outer half of the plate, and Mikey Teasley is the third out of the inning. But the Wildcats score 2 times. They do it on a 2 RBI single by Brooks Poteet, and we go to the bottom half of the second inning here at McMinn County High School. A game you're watching on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. The Wildcats on top of the Cherokees, 5-0. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to McMinn County High School. Thank you so much for watching our broadcast on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We like to thank the Fagans down in Texas for helping us out financially. We're still looking for some financial assistance we'd like to do about 20 ball games this year and hopefully more in the postseason, hopefully all the way to the very end. State tournament, 2 years in a row, the Wildcats have been in the state tournament. Pitch is hit well to left field. The left fielder, Carson Fagan, looks at it. It's going to roll to the fence. It'll be a double, at least, to lead things off here in the second inning. Ball hung in the strike zone, and it's a double. And the Cherokees have a runner in scoring position, trailing by a score of 2-0. And the batter will be the designated hitter, Bo Barnett. Bo is hitting for the pitcher, Cade Hyde. Didn't really get a chance to tell you that was Marshall Goodner who had the double. So they've got a runner in scoring position. We're in the bottom of the second inning here at McMinn County in a 5-0 ball game. First pitch, square to bunt, tips it foul. Back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. Joe had some control issues in the first inning. Walked 3, ended up striking out a couple. He's ahead in the count to the number 8 hitter, Bo Barnett. Working from the stretch once again. And the transfer from Pigeon Forge comes to the plate. He bunts it again. Once again, it's foul. This time back to the screen, and he's behind in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Barnett back in. Behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. I'd be surprised if he tries to bunt once again, but we'll see. Runner at second, the pitch. Swinging away, pitch bounces away. Enough for Parker. He's going to not have a play at third. The ball bounced just right in front of Parker. He wasn't able to pick it up initially and wasn't able to get the runner who advances down to third. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Bo Barnett. Joe has the sign from Parker. The pitch outside. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats in McMinn County, they obviously haven't played a whole lot in baseball recently. Of course, now they're both members of District 4. For how long, we don't know. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and there's called strike 3. And that is out number 1. And that is strikeout number 3 for Joseph Webb. And the number 9 hitter, Link Brazel, steps in with a runner at third. 5-0 Oak Ridge. We're in the second inning, live here from McMinn County High School. Wildcats have played one other road game. That was the first game against the Central Bobcats. Oak Ridge won that one. Had a couple of home runs. There's a called strike at the belt. And the count is 0-1. One out here in the second, the pitch. There's called strike 2. Breaking pitch inside half of the plate, and the count is 0-2. Pitch, cut on a missed. And that's back-to-back strikeouts for Joseph Webb, and that's strikeout number 4 for the big junior. And now we go back to the top of the order to the shortstop, Luke Lawson. Lawson grounded out to short his first time. So 2 outs, runner at third, a leadoff double for Gooden, and he has moved over to third, but so far the Cherokees haven't been able to get him in as that pitch at the belt for a called strike. Preston Fetters. Can't believe the shirt that he's wearing. I mean, he's wearing an Anderson County Maverick shirt at an Oak Ridge game. As that pitch is cut on and missed. And the count is 0-2. Can you believe that, Dylan?
I mean, I can't. We're going to an Oak Ridge game, and he wants to wear an Anderson County shirt. I think we fire him, David.
Hey, sounds like a plan. No balls and 2 strikes. Parker free with the sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's just a little bit outside, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's hard to do baseball, as we've said many times, with well, we've got 2 cameras going today, but we don't really. It isn't the best places. That pitch is cut on a missed, and that is a strikeout swinging, and that ends the second inning. So after giving up a leadoff double, Webb strikes out the next 3. We go to the top of the third inning. We're at McMinn County High School. The Wildcats on top of the Cherokees in this District 4 ball game. 5-0 our score. We'll be back to Athens, Tennessee in a moment. David Clary back here along with Dylan Woody, Preston Fetters here at McMinn County High School. We go to the top of the third inning. It'll be Parker Free leading things off, followed by Joe Webb and then Noah Wood in the Wildcat lineup. First pitch is ripped to left, going. That ball is out of here. A home run by Parker Free. And once again, Dylan Woody, right before he stepped to the plate, said he's going to hit a home run, and Parker goes yard here at McMinn County High School, and it's 6-0 Wildcats.
I mean, I called it, David, right before he went up to the plate. I said it's a home run, and it was. I'm perfect.
So far, Coach Free might need to find out that you're calling it like this. We might need you to come to every single ball game as the Wildcats. That's the second hit for Parker. He had a windblown double the first time as Joseph Webb steps in. He hit a 2-run home run his last time, knocked in the 2 runs. It's 6-0 Wildcats as Joe will be followed by Noah Wood in the Wildcat lineup. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch hit in the air, right side. Wind is blowing hard. The second baseman drifting into foul territory makes a nice play for out number 1. So Parker now with 3 home runs, I do believe, on the year. The Wildcats have played 4 ball games, and Parker has 3 home runs. One thing you notice about Parker from his previous years, obviously he started playing as a freshman. He's a junior now. He has bulked up considerably over the last year, and that's where that power comes. That ball is hit to right field. The right fielder makes the catch, and Noah Wood is retired for out number 2. So the Wildcats have scored in every inning. 3 runs so far. Well, 3 runs in the first inning, 2 in the second, 1 so far here in the third inning. And the batter now will be Carson Fagan. Carson grounded out to third his first time, and he hits the ball foul. And out of play over to the right side, and the count is 0-1. Jaden Cheverton is on deck for the Wildcats, but we'll take Carson getting on somehow. He takes one down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Appreciate Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, Sexton Automotive. Pitch to Carson. A little bit low, I guess, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Fox Insurance Group and Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. 2-1 pitch. That's up high, and the count is 3-1. The Wildcats scored their first 3 runs in the first inning with 2 outs. And kind of a windblown double by Parker. Then the 2-run home run by Webb. The pitch to Carson Fagan is down low, and Carson earns a 2-out walk. And the batter now will be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden had a single his first time, stole a base. and he bats from the right side. We're in the third inning from McMinn County High School. As I mentioned, tomorrow the Wildcats will be taking on Boyd Buchanan. I don't think we've ever played them before. A quick throw over to first, and Carson back to the bag with ease. They'll be coming to Oak Ridge. Hopefully, like I said, Oak Ridge has a tarp, obviously. If we do have bad weather, the infield will be dry. That pitch is a called strike. No balls and one strike. Dylan Woody doing our scoreboard work today. At some point this season, when we get an opportunity to, when we know the weather is going to be good, as the pitch is evidently low, and here's a delayed steal, and the throw is high, and in standing is Carson Fagan. So give him a delay steal. The Wildcats have another runner in scoring position, and the batter, Jaden Cheverton, has a 1-ball, 1-strike count on him. High to the plate. The pitch is hit on the ground up the middle. That's going to be fielded nicely behind the bag, but he throws wild, and he'll be safe, and the Wildcats will have him on the corners with 2 outs. A really nice play by the shortstop. He went deep in the hole to get it, and then he just didn't make the perfect throw, and the Wildcats have him on the corners, and the batter now will be Whit Reniger. Pitch is down low, and there's another stolen base without a throw. So Cheverton has his second stolen base of the ball game. So the Wildcats now have 2 runners in scoring position. 1 run already in on the Parker Free home run. Pitch is low and inside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. On Monday, we had what was really a pitcher's duel. Good defense, good pitching by both teams. Wildcats winning that one 2-1 on a walk-off by this man, Whit Reniger. Pitch to him is on the outside corner at the knees, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Appreciate Alex Myers and Ben George for doing some broadcasting for us. They're going to be doing more, and that pitch is low and inside. I've got a really cool job, and sometimes I just can't be around. I hope to do, 15 or so ball games. Hopefully these guys will be around. I don't know about Preston. Dylan fired him earlier as that pitch is cut on and missed. And we've got a full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on, both in scoring position. The Wildcats trying to plate 1 more, or 2 more maybe. Whit can get a base hit. It'll mean 2. The pitch to him is hit in the air to the pitcher. He calls for it, makes the play for out number 3. But the Wildcats do put 1 more on the board here in the top of the 3rd inning on the home run by Parker Free, and the Wildcats lead McMinn County 6-0. We'll be back to Athens, Tennessee, home of the Mayfield Cow, in a moment. Welcome back once again to McMinn County High School. Matthew Fletcher will lead things off. Matthew was inserted into the lineup in the first inning when Parker Free hit that ball to right center field. The center fielder and the right fielder collided, and he had to come out of the ball game. And Fletcher came in for arms. And Joseph Webb starts out strong with a called strike, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Fletcher takes strike 2 at the knees, and the count is 0-2. Joseph Webb struck out the side in the second inning. That ball is hit foul back to the screen. Getting a little cloudy here. I was concerned about, I'm concerned about several things. About hopefully we'll have good weather coming back. It looks like the flag at pole is kind of switched a little bit. It's a little bit more blowing out towards right center field. It was blowing towards right from center. Yeah, there it goes back. Wind's blowing hard. It's been blowing hard since we got here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Fletcher. Hit foul off to the right side and out of play. We got a great facility here. They've got all their, obviously the football fields here, baseball, softball, all here on campus. Webb comes to the plate, 1-2 pitch, cut on a miss, and that's 4 straight strikeouts for Joseph Webb. And number 6 in the ball game for the big junior. And the batter now will be Chase McDonald. Chase was one of 3 walks back in the first inning. Joseph still throwing a shutout. He squares the bunt, hits it foul up the third base line. The count is 0-1. Just a reminder once again of our defense. The Wildcats have Isaiah Wilson at first, Whit Reniger is at second, Noah Woods at short, Mikey Teasley is down at third, Carson Fagan is the left fielder, Warren East in center, and over in right field we've got Brooks Poteet. Parker Free behind the plate, and Joseph Webb with a 1-strike pitch hit on the ground. Whit Reniger fields it, throws on a first in time for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. That breaks the streak of 4 consecutive strikeouts for Joseph Webb. And the batter now will be Jack Gooden. Jack was a strikeout victim, and that was Joseph's first strikeout. That came back in the first inning. Trying to get him 1-2-3 here in the third. Pitch is outside, and the count is 1-0. 6-0 Wildcats. As I mentioned, Monday's game against the Cherokees was a pitcher's duel, 2-1, a walk-off in the 7th. As that pitch is ripped to the shortstop, Noah Wood, fields it, throws on the first in time for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for Joseph Webb and the Wildcats. We go to the top of the 4th inning here in Athens. Oak Ridge on top, 6-0. We'll be back on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, in a moment. Welcome back once again to McMinn County High School. We go to the top of the 4th inning. It'll be the top of the order for the Wildcats. Warren East leading things off. Warren walked his last time, hits the ball foul. Out of play over to the right side. Popped out to right field back in the first inning. Walked and stole a base for the Wildcats. He's a right-handed hitter. He's a junior. Going to go to Youngstown State. That's where he's committed to play college baseball. But as I mentioned, he's a junior. We get him back next year. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. Down low a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Warren back in, the pitch to him. That's a bit high, just above the belt. And the count is 3-1. Brooks Poteet is on deck for the Wildcats. He's a lefty. Brooks had a single, knocked in a couple runs, had a stolen base his last time. The pitch, and it's ball 4. Good start again for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge has scored in every inning. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 run in the third. And the Wildcats trying to get more people on base here, and the batter will be Brooks Poteet, as I mentioned. Brooks is playing right field for the Wildcats. As I mentioned earlier, he played at Powell last year. As I said earlier, good to have him. Runner at first, Warren East, good speed. Takes the lead, the ball's hit foul. Out of play over to the left side. Mikey Teasley's on deck for the Wildcats. Mike scored the first run of the game for the Wildcats. And he's on deck for Oak Ridge, swinging that bat, number 3. I've always said, guys, and I'll say it in a minute, as Warren draws the throw, anybody who plays baseball at Oak Ridge High School that wears the number 3 has to be a stud. When I played baseball for Oak Ridge High School, my number was number 3, but you know what? I was not a stud. Runner at first, the pitch. That's way outside. How would you categorize me, Dylan? Be nice.
A valuable baseball player.
You just want to get paid. 1 ball, 1 strike, but Mikey is on deck, and he'll be followed by Parker Free. Runner going, ball is hit right through the hole. That's a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Warren East. It's a perfectly placed hit for Brooks Poteet, his second hit of the game, and the Wildcats have him at first and third with nobody out, and the batter will be Mikey Teasley. Dylan just called it again, and you know it's putting a lot of pressure. He's 2 for 2. He has called both home runs, first by Joe Webb and then by Parker Free, and he's right now, and I'll say it before he ever comes up, he has predicted Mikey is going to hit a home run right here. Runner going, and the pitch is high, and no throw. And the Wildcat, Brooks, we'll give him a stolen base. A lot of times in major leagues they say, you know, indifference, but I don't like that. I mean, you know, that's a stolen base in my book. 2 in scoring position for Mikey, and the first pitch, second pitch to him. It's a 1 ball, no strike count. Mikey gets tired of waiting and calls timeout and steps out. Mikey, as I mentioned, he reached base safely. Ball was hit to the pitcher. The pitcher kind of stumbled. Ball kicked off his glove, and he was able to reach base. That was with 2 outs in the first, and that started everything. Parker came in, picked up a windblown double, picked up an RBI, and then the home run by Joe Webb. Pitch to Mikey, way outside and low. Good stop by the catcher. And the count is 2-0. I'm going to, in between innings, I'm going to let Dylan talk about the chat. If you're wherever you're watching our game today, we love to know where you're watching from. As the pitch is 2-0 and hit foul back to the screen. So if you're watching us from Guam, I know we've got a young man on our team who transferred in, lived his entire life, Max Derigi. He is from Guam, and I know his family watches from time to time. I know the Fagans are watching down in Texas. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mikey Teasley. The pitch, that's up high. The count is 3-1. Now, Dylan, here's one thing I'm going to give you a little credit for. If he walks here, you're still okay because, you know, he hasn't thrown a pitch that Mikey can hit out of the park. So I'll give you a little slack if he walks here. Here's the pitch. Hit well, but foul off to the left side. And that had home run distance, but well foul. And Dylan was already on his feet, but way foul. And the count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're going to take Dylan to Las Vegas. If he hits a home run right here, he's some good luck right here. 3-2 pitch hit in the air. Center field, back deep to the wall. And the center fielder makes the catch right up against the fence in to score a run. That is a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Mikey Teasley. And the Wildcats lead McMinn County now 7-0 here in Athens. That ball was hit to the wall, Dylan. I mean, you almost called it. It was hit right to the wall.
Man, I'm 2 for 3 now. That's 66%, and that's math right there.
Who's your math teacher at Oak Ridge High School?
Greg Pavinich.
Would he be proud of you? Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. That's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Mikey. And indeed, we're going to have a pitching change. 7 runs on the board for the Wildcats. While we do have a pitching change, we will be back to McMinn County High School in a moment. I'm going to...
You got it? Yep. Man, that was so close.
Welcome back once again to McMinn County, where it's getting a little darker here as the sun begins to set. We're in daylight savings time. The Wildcats still have a runner at third. 1 run in. The Wildcats have scored in every inning. The batter is Parker Free. Parker has 2 RBIs, a windblown double for an RBI and a home run in his last plate appearance. And he bats against the new pitcher for the Cherokees, and he hits the ball in the air. On the infield, the second baseman calls for it. He's under it, and that is out number 2. Better now will be Joseph Webb. Joe had a home run, a 2-run home run, his first time back in the first inning, and popped out to the second baseman his second time, so he's 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Wildcats 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 1 run in the third, and a single run here so far. That ball is hit well deep to the left, but the left fielder is under it this time, and he makes the catch for out number 3. But the Wildcats do score one more time. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning here from McMinn County. 7-0 our score. Dylan, do we have anybody on the chat right now? And tell us where they might be watching us from on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio.
Yeah. David, we got, I think, 4 people that answered the question. We have people from Godslet, Tennessee, which is like just outside of Knoxville, they said. Oak Ridge, Tennessee, of course. David, they called you a stud.
Oh, who's that?
John Chesney. Okay. Yeah. Well, he's lying. Dagan Feven, they're watching from Armadillo, Texas. And then we have the Max D. Ridge from Guam, and Oak Ridge, and man, Mike Kelly called you a stud. Oh, that's okay. And then That's all we got, David.
We appreciate all of you all watching. And whether Dylan thinks I'm a stud or not, I appreciate those kind words. So far, guys, the Wildcats have looked pretty good. Yesterday, or Monday, I guess, Coach Free was actually not too pleased with the way the Wildcats played. McMinn County's pitcher was great. He pitched a great game. The Wildcats eventually won the ball game. But today, a different story. The Wildcats have hit the ball real well. They've defended well. Joe kind of struggled with his control in the first inning, but since that time, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, Joe's got it locked in now. I mean, what do you have? Five strikeouts in a row, something like that. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Bob in the fourth inning. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Cherokee lineup. This is Cooper Wilson. He steps in. The pitch to him is cut on and missed. Cooper walked his first time. That was back in the first inning. We're in the fourth inning. Nobody on, nobody out. 7-0 Oak Ridge. District ball game here as that pitch is cut on and missed. And Joe's got it working now. Breaking pitch, his fastball, his changeup, everything working well for him. No balls and 2 strikes. Joe working fast. Here's the wind, the pitch. Hit foul. Back to the screen. And the count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. We have nobody aboard, nobody out here in the fourth. Broadcasting live from McMinn County High School. Beautiful Athens, Tennessee. Like I said, we appreciate all the nice people. I mean, everybody's come in to say hi to us. 0-2 pitch is a bit high, but it's called a strike, and we'll take it. That is a strikeout for Joseph Webb, and that is strikeout number 7 in the ball game. And the batter now will be Austin Fugit. Austin was a strikeout victim back in the first. Dylan, Preston, these guys have been really nice to us.
Yeah, I mean, they came in. Yeah, that's about it. Preston has something to say, though.
They were very nice. They shook my hand. It was very nice.
Oh, boy. Both of these guys, they're so talkative. First pitch is a called strike, maybe a swinging strike. The count is 0-1. Pitch is, there's a pretty pitch. Evidently a little outside maybe a little low. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Got one out, nobody aboard. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning in a 7-0 ball game. Parker Free with the sign, the pitch. Cut on and missed, and the count is 1-2. Hope you like our baseball scoreboard. We've been using the basketball one. I think we'll try to stick with this one. Tomorrow the Wildcats play Boyd Buchanan. As the pitch is way outside. A little overthrow right there. I think he tried to get him. Just kind of overthrew it just a bit. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right now, I don't believe we'll be able to broadcast. And I know that's disappointing to you, all of you people who are watching us from everywhere. We'll try to work on that. But tomorrow, we will definitely be broadcasting on Friday. That pitch is hit foul and out of play. I'll work on that. It's this time of year, it's a little difficult. And we're trying to... We're going to try to do at least 20 ball games this year, and the Wildcats have a lot of games on their schedule, and sometimes the home games, it's easier to do the away games. Home games, we know a lot of people can make it, and I know those of you watching from the places that we talked about cannot, but we're trying to find some sponsorship, honestly, so we can pay these young gentlemen here, and hopefully more. We hope to do multiple camera games. I talked about that earlier. 3-2 pitch is hit on the ground. Whit Reniger on about 3 hops. Throws on Isaiah Wilson in time for out number 2. It's hard to do one camera. One camera. We have 2 cameras running, but Dylan is so enthralled with this new scoreboard here that he hasn't switched. Now, if he runs to first here, Dylan, you got it. Like I was going to say, it's hard to do one camera baseball. I mean, with the netting and everything, and we don't have the $1 million cameras that look so nice. We don't have the amount of people to do it, and the positioning on the fields as that pitch is on the inside corner for a called strike, even as the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. But at some point, we'll try to do, like we did later in basketball, multi-cameras It just takes a few extra people and a few extra dollars, and we're going to be trying to raise money. So we appreciate the Fagans, and don't think that we don't appreciate. They started it off with a nice donation. I know these boys appreciate it. Is that two-strike pitch is down low a ball, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They have nobody aboard. There's 2 outs. We're in the 4th inning in a 7-0 ball game. Joseph has the sign, the pitch. That's outside and low. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. You just tuned in. Joseph Webb, the Vanderbilt commit, he had a little control issues in the 1st inning. He has settled down nicely, though. He walked 3 guys in the 1st. None of them scored. Hasn't walked a batter since. And he comes with a 3-2 pitch, and I jinxed him. That is ball 4. And that is the first base runner he has allowed since the double by Marshall Goodner back in the 2nd inning. He's got 7 strikeouts. And the batter now will be Bo Barnett. He is the designated hitter. He struck out looking his first time back in the 2nd inning. 7-0 Wildcats. Pitch is down low a ball. Runner takes his lead off of first. He's been on base twice with a double and a walk. Joe working from the stretch. The pitch outside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Once again, Goodner takes his lead off of first. And the 2 balls pitch is a called strike. Here's a quick throw and not in time. Good idea by Parker. Isaiah tried to put it on took the tag on him, but he got back easily. And the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch. That's ball 4. So, a little control issue here. That is the 5th walk of the ball game, and Coach Travis Free, head coach of the Wildcats, is going to have a word with his junior hurler. 2 outs here, 2 on. The Wildcats up 7-0 in this District 4 ball game. The Wildcats, for years and years, staples of District 3, and we were talking to some of our friends down here at McMinn County, and they're kind of in agreement with us that, we're in the same district for nearly 50 years. They were in the same district with Walker Valley, Cleveland, all the teams they've been playing for years and years. And both of us get thrust into a district where we're not familiar with. Nothing against District 4. We've enjoyed, the Farragut's, the Beardens, and all those. But they should be down here playing teams. We should be back playing Carnes, which is 8 miles away from Oak Ridge, and the teams we've played for years and years. But that's just my opinion. TSSAA doesn't listen much to us. Runners at first and second for the Cherokees. Number 9 hitter in their order. He squares the bunt and hits it foul. Trying to bunt for a base hit because there are 2 outs here. 1 ball, or no balls, 1 strike. 2 on. We're in the 4th inning. This game you're watching live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. As I mentioned, we appreciate Alex Myers, Ben George for helping us out this season. You'll be hearing more of them in coming days, and me as well. The ball is hit in the air. Should be an easy can of corn for Warren East. He's under it in center field. Makes the catch for out number 3. They pick up a couple base runners, but they leave them stranded. We go to the top of the 5th inning here in Athens. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge on top by a score of 7-0, and we will be back to McMinn County High School in a moment. Welcome back once again to
Leading off for the Wildcats, number 1.
McMinn County High School. Noah Wood leads things off for the Wildcats. Noah walked, flew out to right field. He is 0 for 1 officially in the ball game. Noah takes ball 1. Pitch. That's ball 2, a little bit low. On deck for the Wildcats, Carson Fagan. Carson walked his last time, stole a base. It'll be Jaden Cheverton to follow as Noah steps back in. Cut on and missed. Noah Wood. I see him at Aubrey's. He works at Aubrey's. So if you're by Aubrey's anytime and you see Noah, tell him you appreciate him playing baseball for Oak Ridge. That pitch is hit foul. Back to the screen, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, Titus Fetters works there as well. Always good to see Titus when he remembers to go to work. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Noah hits the ball in the right field, and it's going to be caught in shallow right field for out number 1. Better now, as I mentioned, is Carson Fagan. Carson grounded out to third his first time, walked his last time, stole a base. Right-handed hitter. Pitch to him is a called, well, I thought it was going to be a called strike. Inside and low, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Okay, that's okay. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the 5th. Cut on a miss on a high pitch out of the zone, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cheverton's on deck. He's had a good day, a single and RBI. Actually, a couple stolen bases. Reached on an error his last time. 1-1 pitch is cut on a miss by the senior. Carson's younger brother, Kipton Fagan, also a member of the Wildcats. A lot of times we see him. He's a catcher, can play about every position. Does a lot of base running for the Wildcats as well. Hadn't gotten in today. The Wildcats have only had to use the courtesy runner 1 time, and Andy Hudson came in to run for Parker Free earlier, and Andy scored a run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ripped to left field. Let's see where it goes. Right to the left fielder who makes the catch. And that is out number 1. Ball was hit hard, but out.
Now batting number 13, Jaden Cheverton.
Batter now will be Jaden Cheverton. As I mentioned, Jaden's had a really good game. A couple stolen bases and a singles. Reached base safely twice. Other time was on an error. He takes one just a little bit low. Wildcats take on Boyd Buchanan tomorrow. That's the scheduled game. I think the weather's supposed to clear out after the storms tonight. Hopefully they'll play. Then Friday it's Oak Ridge and the Mavericks of Anderson County High School. Good to have them on the schedule. Don't have Clinton on the schedule for the first time in a long time. I think the Wildcats tried to schedule nothing against Clinton's baseball team because we got Cam Britton over there. He's a Wildcat now playing for Clinton, but some competitive games. But Clinton's not on a regular season schedule, which is kind of surprising. Guys, did I ever tell you about the time I scored the winning run against Clinton when I played? I never told them. It did happen, though. I'm not lying on this one. So I can honestly say I have beaten Clinton before, back in the day. Way back in the day, before your parents were probably born. As that pitch is a little bit low and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 7-0 Wildcats as they bat in the 5th. Pitch. That's ball 4. So, number 8 hitter has reached base safely 3 different times. And the batter now will be Whit Reniger. Whit has popped it up in the infield. Whit had just a huge hit on Monday. Right in between the second baseman and the first baseman in the right field to win the McMinn County ball game. And he bats here. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Batting from the left side. He's a sophomore runner going on the first pitch. Here's the throw. It's going to bounce up there, and that's another stolen base. So Jaden has 3 stolen bases in this ball game, and he's in scoring position. Let's see. We've got some more people watching. Stephanie Thompson is watching our ball game right now. Also, Mike Sheehan watching our ball game. Connor and Marjorie Matthews watching our ball game. If you're watching on our YouTube channel right now, let us know where you're watching from. We love to have you viewing on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. As I mentioned, tomorrow we might or might not broadcast, and I apologize for that. Whip behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, that's up high. Wildcats have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Renninger back in, 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. Cheverton with his leadoff of second. The wind, the pitch. Hit foul. Back over the top of the press box and out of play. And the count is 1-2. On deck is Warren East. Warren scored the Wildcats run in the previous inning. Well, actually on the sacrifice fly by Mikey Teasley. The pitch. Hit foul again, stays alive. Coming back that way on the third base side, and the third baseman makes the catch just inside the line for out number 3. So the Wildcats' first inning in this ball game, they have failed to score, but they have a comfortable lead over the Cherokees in this District 4 ball game. Oak Ridge leads McMinn County 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll take a break. We'll be back to McMinn County in a moment.
Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm going to be reading some chats here. We got Cy Steven saying David's a stud. Well, people complimenting the scoreboard. And we have some more people from Guam watching, which is great. And that's about it, David. Want to add something?
No, I just know all my relatives are saying I'm a stud. So I appreciate all of them out there telling people that I'm a stud. So as we get ready to go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, it'll be the top of the order for the McMinn County Cherokees. This will be Luke Lawson, then Matthew Fletcher, and then Chase McDonald will be the scheduled hitters here in the 5th inning. 7-0 Wildcats. Brian Leffler didn't make the trip with us. Hopefully he's watching whatever sport he's covering today, the official trainer. Guys, you all should have seen Brian when he played baseball. That was a sight to see, I can just tell you. As Lawson steps in, no balls and 1 strike, and that hit him. So they have another base runner. He's been pretty solid. Joe has, but his control has kind of left him a little bit. When Brian Leffler, our certified trainer, would bat, and if he got 2 strikes on him, it was inevitable. That next pitch, he was going to be swinging as hard as he could, even if it was in the dirt. And it was like that. As a quick throw over to first and back safely to the bag will go Lawson. Yeah. Brian was the only left-handed person. That's a huge lead. He's going to go. Nope. That's a big lead. Joe's got to hold him on. I know we're up 7-0 here, but he is out by the cutoff of the grass out there. Lawson is a little shorter lead now. He throws over to first and draws the throw. 7-0 Wildcats, but Brian was the only left-hander on the team. He really wasn't a pitcher. I think he did some in boys club, and Coach Froning, that pitch is a called strike. Coach Tom Froning tried to make him a pitcher. He came in at a varsity ball game, faced 4 batters, walked all 4. We never saw him again on the mound. Even though he was our only we had no left-handed pitchers that particular year, but Brian was a really good football player. blocked 8 punts his senior year, which is very steadily. Cut on a miss, and that's a strikeout. And that is strikeout, let's see, number 8 for Joseph Webb. And the batter now will be the number 3 hitter. That's Chase McDonald. Chase was one of the guys that walked back in the first inning, eventually was stranded. They haven't yet to score as they base runner draws the throw once again. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed throwing junior Joseph Webb. That runner is going. The pitch is hit in the air, right side. Brooks Poteet under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Wind has kind of died down a little bit. It's still blowing pretty hard to right field, but not nearly as hard as it was back in the second inning. And that might be it for Joseph Webb. Here comes Travis Free, the head coach of the Wildcats, out to discuss things with his junior. You can see by Joseph's body language, he does not want to come out of the game, but we're only in March. We got a lot of baseball to be played. You don't want to overtax the big guy, and the Wildcats will make a pitching change. We'll come back and talk about our new pitcher in a moment. The Wildcats of Oak Ridge are about to make a pitching change. We'll be back to talk about that in a moment. I know you guys are so jealous of the chat right now. I mean, all these people just making my head bigger than it already is here. But we got Andy Hudson on the mound here. Andy has already played in this ball game. He was a courtesy runner for Parker Free, and he scored a run in front of the Joe Webb home run, and he's warming up to pitch for the Wildcats. My first look at Andy pitching. You have more chat here, Dylan?
Yeah, people are congratulating Joe, or I guess like cheering him on for a great job so far. 0 runs let up. People are kind of making fun of you, David, saying you have a face for radio. I don't know how you're going to take that one.
Well, I've used that line for years, so they're actually stealing. Who was that who said that?
Ricky Jones.
Ricky Jones, yeah, I know him well. He played football for the Wildcats years ago, now living in the Nashville area, I do believe, as Andy comes in to pitch. And you're right, Joe Webb just a great job. If anything, he threw a lot of pitches because of some control issues, but he struck out 8 and has yet to give up a run. And he did give up a double earlier in the ball game. He's hit a batter. He's walked, I believe, 5. And he struck out 8. So a really good job by Joe Webb. And Andy's first pitch is up high a ball. You might not know this, but Andy Hudson has been a member of the Prep Radio crew before. When he was at Robertsville, he did some top view camera, what Preston does in football for us. Kind of got him leaning there at first, and Andy's throw over, not in time. It's good to have Andy out there. Of course, Kevin McKeithen, coach for the Wildcats, he was on our crew for many years during high school, even afterwards. That pitch is a called strike by Hudson, and the count is even at 1-1 strike. They've got a runner at first. That's Luke Lawson. He reached by being hit by a pitch. There are 2 outs here in the 5th. Andy trying to close out the 5th inning. Pitch, runner going. Called strike. Here's the throw down by Parker, not in time, and that is a stolen base. So the Cherokees have a runner in scoring position, and a 1-2 strike count on Jack Gooden. Jack on the day is 0 for 2. He struck out. That was Joseph's first strikeout. That was back in the first inning. He also grounded out to short. I'll check the defense here for you in a moment. Here's Andy's pitch, just a little bit low with a breaking pitch, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They've got a runner in scoring position, as you can see on the scoreboard. Wildcats up 7-0. Dylan Woody doing our scoreboard. Preston's up here helping out with camera work and such. Ooh, pretty good pitch there on the inside half of the plate. Perhaps a little bit too inside, and we got a full count. Andy works from the stretch. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4. So they've got runners at first and second with 2 outs, and the batter will be the number 5 hitters I mentioned, Cooper Wilson.
Now batting number 8.
Cooper walked back in the first inning and was a strikeout victim in the 4th. Right-handed hitter. Andy Hudson, he is a junior. Used to be a multi-sport athlete. I think he played at Robertsville, football, basketball, and just kind of sticking with baseball right now. His dad was a Wildcat footballer and baseballer back in the day. His brothers all played sports. And always good to have the Hudson family involved with Oak Ridge Athletics. 1 strike the count. Runners going to third. Here's the throw down, and not in time. Parker went ahead with the throw down to second. Now you've got runners now at second and third. Double steal for the Cherokees. The count is 0-2. Andy trying to stop the bleeding right here. Nobody has scored. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Cut on a miss. Great play. Great pitch. Andy Hudson with a swinging strikeout, and that is out number 3. So good job. Andy comes in and shuts down the Cherokees and ends the bottom half of the 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th inning here from McMinn County. Some dark clouds kind of on the horizon. Let's get out of here and head back to the Ridge. The Wildcats on top by a score of 7-0. We'll be back to McMinn County in a moment. David Clary back here along with Dylan Woody, along with Preston Fetters. It'll be Warren East leading things off here in the 6th inning. Warren flew out to right his first time, walked and stole a base the next time, walked again, and scored a run. So officially 0 for 1 in the ball game with 2 walks. Warren's got a 2-ball, 1-strike count. The pitch to him is down low, a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. It's all right. 3-1 pitch to Warren, hit in the air, right side. Might drop the second baseman back. Oh, nice play. Makes a nice play to retire Warren East for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. I see Preston's over there fanning himself with a shirt. They've got an air conditioner in this booth. If you want to turn it on, yeah, go right ahead. Although it looks like looking in a minute, I want you to show that. Oh, as Brooks Poteet, who's had a pretty good day, is hit by a pitch. He has a couple singles, has knocked in 2, has a stolen base to his credit. And Mikey Teasley steps in. Mikey had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his last time, scored a run in the 1st inning, and struck out looking. I'm going to switch it to first base here. Brooks takes his lead off of first. He's going. And here's the throw down. It's a high one again, and it's another stolen base. So Brooks has his 2nd stolen base of the ballgame. The Wildcats have another runner in scoring position. And Mikey steps in, ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. In a minute, Preston, I want you to zoom in on that very dark sky. After this play here, the ball's hit softly on the ground to third, no play. That's an infield single for Mikey Teasley. The third baseman, when he fielded it, he saw the runner out of the corner of his eye heading towards third. He thought about turning around and making that tag, but he'd already gotten past him. And by the time he made that decision, Mikey was aboard safely at first with an infield single. So batter now will be Parker Free. Of course, in high school ball, as a runner's going, no throw. And Mikey has his 2nd stolen base of the ball game. Wildcats with a couple. In high school ball, you play 7 innings. If you're up by 10 after 5, you can win the ball game. So if Parker were to hit his 2nd home run of the ball game, and he's already hit one, as I said, he's got 3 on the year, it would be 10, and the Wildcats would have to get them out in the bottom of the 6th inning. But that's a lot of ask for our junior catcher as he takes a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Dylan, are you calling it?
I'm not calling it this time, David.
2 balls and 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. That one's a called strike at thigh level. We're on the outside half of the plate. Good pitch by the Cherokee, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brooks Poteet is your runner at third base. Here's the pitch to Parker. That's a base hit into left field. At least one will score. The left fielder has trouble with it. He gets the green light. Mikey Teasley, it's going to be a bang-bang play. He's in safely. He fumbled it just a bit in left field, and Coach Free never once slowed him down. Got his arm wound up, and he came in to score runs number 8 and 9. And Parker has yet another RBI. He has a total. We'll give him an RBI. I think he would have scored anyway because Coach Free never once gave him the stop sign. That is a total of 4 RBIs in the ballgame for Parker Free, and the Wildcats are going to get Kipton Fagan into the ballgame to run at first. So the Fagan brothers both getting a chance to play in front of their grandparents down in Texas. And the Wildcats have a runner at first, and he'll be going early. 9-0 Oak Ridge. Not going this time. And the pitch is a called strike to Andy Hudson. This is Andy's first plate appearance. He did score a run earlier as a courtesy runner. Kipton's running, and there's another stolen base. The Wildcats have got a ton of stolen bases as Kipton has his first stolen base of the game. We've got to be approaching 10. He's in scoring position. That pitch is high and tight to Andy, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. As I mentioned, Andy was an ace camera guy. I remember in particular doing camera at Lenore City one time at a football game. I think you did. Did you do camera at Lenore City this year? Yep, Preston did. So you and Andy have something in common as cameramen. Athletically, not a thing. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. As Kipton's going to third and going to get it with ease. Kipton with a couple stolen bases here. Now the 10th run with black skies out in center field is at third base with 1 out. And Andy is going to take a walk. And good eye there by Andy Hudson. Andy is on board. The Wildcats have runners on the corners. And the Wildcats are going to bring in a new player to bat, and that's going to be Jonah Wolf, the junior. And he hits the ball deep to left field. That's going to play to run back to the warning track and in to score on the sacrifice fly. And RBI comes the Kipper. Kipton Fagan comes in to score run number 10. And the Wildcats, if they can get 3 outs in the bottom half of this inning, will close out this game before the world comes to an end. That's a sacrifice fly for Jonah Wolf and an RBI. Pitch is hit into left field, and it is going to drop in for a base hit. The Wildcats are going to have runners at first and second on the base hit by Carson Fagan. So the Wildcats already with 3 more runs to lead it 10-0. Such a different ball game than we saw on Monday, as it looks like we're going to have another pinch hitter coming into bat. It looks like maybe Isaiah Wilson's going to bat for Cheverton. I believe it's going to be him. Let's see. Yeah, Isaiah Wilson, sophomore, will bat for the first time. 10-0 Wildcats. In a minute, Preston, remember to get a shot of that sky. You already have already? Good job there. Runners at first and second. That's why you all make the big bucks. If it wasn't for you all, I don't know that I'd be able to do this. Of course, I've got clothes older than both of you combined, probably. That pitch to Isaiah is a called strike. We got 2 outs. The Wildcats have put 3 on the board. And Isaiah Wilson takes one for a called strike, and he's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. He's batting for Jaden Cheverton, who had a really good game. He singled and stole a base, actually stole 3 bases in the game, reached base all 3 times. That ball's hit in the air to left center field. The center fielder back on it, should make the catch, does for out number 3. But the Wildcats put 3 more on the board. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Wildcats need 3 outs, and the Wildcats will head home with their 5th win of the year and their 2nd district win. 10-0 Oak Ridge. We'll be back to talk about it unless we have more chat. They're telling us where you might be watching. We appreciate our sponsors, Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, the Fox Insurance Group, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, and Donnie Sharp with East Tennessee Spine and Sport. I guess we have no chat. Nobody likes us. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th. 10-0 Wildcats. Back in a moment. Welcome back to McMinn County High School. We've had a good time so far. The scoreboard reads well for the Wildcats, up 10-0. Going to be up to the Wildcats to get 3 outs here to close this game early. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the McMinn County lineup. Fugit, along with looks like Gooden or Goodner. I can't read my own writing. Along with then Bo Barnett. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, that's up high.
Hot food is half off in the concession.
And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Andy Hudson beginning his first full inning of work for the Wildcats. Boyd Buchanan will be coming to Bobby Hopkins tomorrow. There's a called strike. The count is 2-1. Boyd Buchanan, they're from around the Chattanooga area. I'm not exactly sure. I've never been there, honestly, but they're coming to Bobby Hopkins tomorrow and Friday night, Anderson County. Next week, big week of baseball, as that pitch is inside, very inside, almost hit him. 3 balls and 1 strike. We're going to be playing Catholic, Sevier County, Jefferson County, and Providence Day. And that game will be at Farragut. All those games will be on the road. So Andy walks the first guy. And we want to get out of here before what you saw earlier that Preston put up on the board, all the black sky. The forecast is not great. Some severe thunderstorms, and we'd love to be on the road before that happens. They already question my driving all the time. They think I'm too old and should be sidelined, these guys. That pitch is up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Wildcats coached by Travis Free. The last couple of years, the Wildcats have been to the state baseball tournament. The Wildcats equaling a feat they did back in the 70s. Runner not going. That pitch is a ball. Wildcats trying to make it for the 3rd straight time, and that is a phenomenal task if they're able to do so. The Wildcats had only been to the state tournament twice before, and they've been twice in a row now. 2 balls and no strikes to Andy. Runner takes his lead. There is a called strike. Wildcats assistant coaches Kevin McKeithen, Jeremiah Ball, Kyle Geary, along with Jeff Ulrich. We'll see Jeff today. He probably had to work. Some people do have jobs, I guess. This is your all's job, I guess. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Inside corner. Oh, boy. That was inside. He called it a strike. We're not complaining. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runner at first. 10-0 Oak Ridge. Here's the pitch. Hit in the hole right field. That's a base hit. Brooks Poteet comes up with it quickly. Fires it in very quickly. Good play by the right fielder, and they've got runners now at first and second with nobody out. And the batter now will be the designated hitter, Bo Barnett. Bo walked his last time, was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Joe Webb had 8 strikeouts and only gave up the 1 hit. Walked a few, hit a batter. And Andy Hudson has a strikeout, but he's given up the 2nd hit of the game for the Cherokees. They've got runners at first and second in a 10-0 ball game as they bat in the 6th. Called strike at the knees on the outer half of the plate. The count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Guys, it is getting really dark. They are charging cheaply. The ball is hit in the right field. That's another base hit. Let's see if Poteet can get. They're going to hold the runner at 3rd. Throw comes in, so now they have the bases loaded. This is not exactly the way Andy Hudson and the Wildcats would have liked this to happen. I think Coach Free is going to make a change. He calls time, and he'll head out to talk to his junior hurler. Andy Hudson. Let's see who they're going to bring in. It might be, I don't know. We'll just see if he actually does make a change. It is going to be a new pitcher coming into the game for the Wildcats. And it's going to be our old friend coming in to pitch. Dylan, I'll let you make the pitching change.
Dylan Skeens is coming in. That's not me, but that's someone else.
Okay. Preston, are you friends with him?
No. No.
Wow. I mean, he's probably a really nice guy, and y'all are just like.
I just don't know him.
So he is going to pitch.
For the Wildcats,
Number 14. He is a senior, and he comes in kind of in a mess right now. The bases are loaded, and the clouds are hanging dark over the field. The lights have been on for a while. It must be starting to rain because I start to see people starting to scatter out in the stands. Yep, it is raining. We need a triple play right here. I'm calling it a triple play. Yeah, in all the years I've watched high school ball, I don't know that I've ever seen a triple play. Probably have, but I don't remember it. That's what we need. Anything hitting the infield, they'll come home to cut off that first run, as Skeens will be the third pitcher used by Coach Travis Free. As I mentioned, he is a senior. We started with Joe Webb, and he's the pitcher of record trying to pick up the victory for the Wildcats. Andy came in, did a really good job last inning, getting out of a mess. And it'll be Link Brazel, the batter. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out in the second inning, flew out to center in the fifth. Bases full of Cherokees. Pitch is a called strike. And that's what you want in a relief pitcher. You just want somebody to throw strikes. And infield is in at first on the grass. And we're kind of even with the bag as Mikey over at third. Outfielder at normal depth. Pitch. And bounced up there. And nice stop there by the Oak Ridge catcher, Kipton Fagan. Isaiah Wilson is still the first baseman. I think the infield, we might have a different shortstop. We'll check that in a moment. Your eyes are better than me. See if we got any other changes. I do see Kipton catching. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind's picked up a bit, coming hard from center to right. Pitch is cut on a miss. Might have foul tipped it into the mitt. Do you see any other changes in the field?
Number 19 is in the shortstop position, and that is Jonah Wolf.
Jonah had a sacrifice fly a minute ago. 2-strike pitch, just a little bit low. Good stop by Kipton once again. Kipton is a sophomore. He's a quarterback on the Oak Ridge team. He and young man from Carter will be battling it out for starting position this year. Here's a 2-strike pitch. That's down low. No place to put this guy. And they've got the top of the order looming. It is 10-0 Oak Ridge and a light rain falling here at McMinn County High School. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4, and they've got a run. Well, so much for the 10-run rule. And the bases remain loaded. That is an RBI. Bases full of Cherokees in a 10-1 ball game. Pitch to the plate. Just in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Dylan Skeens is your pitcher. He's a senior, as I mentioned. Bases full of Cherokees. Pitch on the outside half of the plate, but low. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So I mentioned Boyd Buchanan's coming to Bobby Hopkins tomorrow. We'll hope you'll be there. I don't know if we're going to broadcast or not. Just letting you all know. 1-1 pitch is hit foul. Right side, second baseman over Whit Reniger, but he runs out of room. It's out of play. When he first hit it, I thought he was going to stay in, but the wind has really picked up and is blowing dead end from center to right. And the count is 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Top of the order. That pitch is just a little bit low, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's nobody out. The bases are loaded in a 10-1 ball game here at McMinn County. District 4 action here. The Wildcats trying to sweep the series. That pitch is bounced to the plate. And now we got another full count. He's walked in 1. That run credited to Andy Hudson as he allowed that base runner on a walk. And the wind is really picking up, and that is sending everybody scattering. I mean, it is. I'm just glad we're inside, guys, but everybody in the stands is headed to their cars. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4 and another run. Wow. I can hear something on the roof here. Hopefully not the roof moving. as it's now 10-2 and the bases are loaded. This is getting interesting. I mean, a long ball right here, and there is some thunder and lightning, and it looks like we are going to have a rain delay here at McMinn County. The umpire says he's seen enough, as we got a big flash of lightning out in center field, and the wind is blowing so hard you might be able to see we've got a window covering that actually is moving as we've got a rain delay, and I think this one might be a long one. They might have to call this one. We're leading 10-2 in this ball game, but the forecast is for rain the rest of the night, and it's coming down in sheets. I knew we didn't have much time. I thought we would, and hopefully we'd have much time. Here comes the rain in. Why don't we go ahead and close the window here, guys, because it's going to come in and go on top of us. We'll let the tall guy, Dylan. It's got a kind of a spring action, and Dylan, who's 6'3", he says, is going to close the window, and indeed that window is closed. So we don't have much programming here to talk about. Maybe we can get some of the players in here. We can do some interviews if you all want to venture out into the weather, and we can bring anybody and everybody if you want. Just we're going to have to fill some time here for it is the bottom of the 6th inning. Yes, I guess unfortunately you're going to have to move the camera. I know, Ricky, I do have a face for radio. Don't make it too tight, you know. Yeah, it's because for safety reasons. Yeah. So, yeah, we were going to try to get some players in here to interview, but for safety's sake, they've moved the players into the vans which they rode in, and unfortunately, I don't know how we're going to fill the time here. I can kind of give you a recap of what's happened in the ball game, but I just by looking at anybody who might be watching the weather radar. Tell me on the chat if we're going to be not playing ball anymore. I mean, the forecast has looked bad. It's severe thunderstorms, all kinds of bad things happening. I'm getting a text message here. It's pouring in Oak Ridge, they say. So it looks like we're going to be driving back in the rain. And it looks like it's going to be raining in Athens for the rest of the night. Well, I'll just let you know what happened. The Wildcats put 3 on the board back in the first. Yeah, that's me. I guess you can turn it on me here, or you can turn it on yourself. Everyone wants to see what Dylan Woody looks like, except Dylan Woody. He didn't want to. The Wildcats have scored in every inning except one. The Wildcats got on the board first back in the first inning, and I apologize for not looking into the camera here. Mikey Teasley reached base safely on an error by the pitcher, and ball kind of scooted off his glove, and that was followed by a fly ball double by Brooks by Parker Free, and in the score, the first run came Mikey Teasley, and then the base runner was Andy Hudson. Andy was the courtesy runner for Parker after his double, and then he scored on a Joe Webb home run, and that was a 3-run home run, and the Wildcats, after 1/2 of inning, led 3-0. Okay, my guys are going to go try to track down some interviews. They've gone to their vans, which are probably 100 yards away from the press box here. At least we're in the dry. If we were at Bobby Hopkins Field, we would be out in the stands right now and getting wet. But so we appreciate the fine folks here at McMinn County High School. The Wildcats scored the 3 runs in the first inning. They scored again in the second inning. Let me read my notes here, as I didn't kind of do it the way I normally would. Jaden Cheverton reached base safely on a single, stole a base. The Wildcats were eventually able to score on an RBI single by Brooks Poteet. And Brooks has in the ball game a couple of RBIs. He's stolen 3 bases, has 2 singles, and was hit by a pitch. The Wildcats had a home run by Parker Free. Parker also has a 2 RBI single to his credit. Mikey Teasley has a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And also, let's see, Jonah Wolf had a sacrifice fly and an RBI. I'll go through what they've done individually. There is no way we're going to play ball after looking what's outside. We had to close these storm windows just to keep the water from coming in to the press box here. Warren East, it's kind of a quiet day. He's been on base a couple times, scored a run. He's walked twice and stole a base and scored a run, as I mentioned. Brooks Poteet, as I mentioned, he's got 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases, and was hit by a pitch. So he flew out to right as well. Mikey Teasley has scored a run. He has a sacrifice fly, an RBI, a single, and a stolen base. Parker has had a really good day. He almost is hit for the cycle. He has a single, a double, a home run, and I don't think we're going to get a chance to have Parker have a triple for the cycle. But Parker's first one was a RBI double in the first. He had the solo home run his next plate appearance, and he had single and knocked in 2. So he's got a total of 4 RBIs in the ball game. Does Parker Free? Joe Webb has 2 hits, two RBIs in the game on that 2-run home run. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Andy Hudson has scored a run for the Wildcats. Noah Wood played, did not. He did reach base on a walk. Jonah Wolf came in for him, had a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Carson Fagan had a walk, a single, and a stolen base. Jaden Sheverton, a really good ball game. A single, 3 stolen bases, and a walk. Whit Reniger has played, has not scored. I think I got everybody. Carson Fagan, as I mentioned, with a single his last time. Guys, you all were outside. The score is now 10-2. Sit down here, Dylan. I'm stuck in the cave here with the storm windows closed. Your hair, both of you, are soaked right now. What's the weather like outside?
It's bad. It's really, I'm not going to lie to you, David. It looks like a hurricane out there, and I've been in a few of those. I don't think we're going to get some interviewees. Sad to tell you.
We might get Joe Webb. Joe Webb said he might come up here.
Well, okay. Hopefully he will. We were 3 outs away from a run rule, but then we ran into a little trouble. They've scored 2 runs already here in the 6th inning. They still have the bases loaded, and I just don't think there's any way that we're going to play ball. And Dylan lived in Hawaii for a long time. He says he's been through a few hurricanes, and he equated what's going on outside the press box to that. And unfortunately, because of where I parked the car, we're going to get soaked going to the van. Maybe we'll send Preston. Preston can't drive. Dylan can't drive.
I have a permit.
You have a permit, but Preston can't drive. I guess it's up to me. I'll make the sacrifice for the guys. Our score is 10-2. Preston?
Yep.
He described it as a hurricane. How do you describe it?
It's pouring. Like when I say pouring, I mean it's coming down.
Well, all I can say is, hopefully we'll have more baseball, but it doesn't look good. Wildcats on top here 10-2, and I don't know. This is not a good shot here. I don't know. Maybe we should open it up just a bit, maybe to get some kind of a shot. Maybe lower the camera. Maybe not open it all the way, but I know the viewers back in Oak Ridge. Our PA announcer here said that they're leaving. They don't expect to be playing, but it has slacked up a bit. Honestly, it has. It has slacked up a bit. I think the wind was blowing sideways, as you can see out on the field. Get a shot of the flag out there, just how hard it's blowing. It is blowing from dead center field in, as the Wildcats have a 10-2 lead. And everyone else is headed to the house. I mean, the Cherokee fans, the Oak Ridge fans have headed to their cars. There is nobody in the press box now with us. They've left. It's just me, Dylan, and Preston. That's the way it's been all basketball season, and I guess we'll have a lot more baseball games. As I mentioned, I'll talk about this here for a second. Baseball, although it is a favorite sport of mine. I mean, I played baseball for Oak Ridge High School. I'm not bragging. I wasn't great, but I was on the team. I did beat Clinton with my foot one time. I just want to point that out once again as the rain is coming in hard again. But keep it up enough so we can have some kind of a shot. Even if we point the camera, it won't go all the way. Okay. Well, looks like you're going to have to stand there for a while there, Dylan. Hold. It's kind of like a garage door that's kind of spring loaded, like you have in a hatchback, where it goes up or down, and the rain is coming in straight in, as you can saw the flag from center field directly into us. But back to what I was going to say, we do need some financial supports. If you're a business, if you're a business, what did they say? Oh,
It's done for tonight.
okay, it's done for the night. So, okay, that's our ball game. At least for right now. The McMinn County coach said we are not going to continue on. They might, and you know what, guys? That means we might have to come back down to McMinn County for 3 outs at some point this season. Most likely, what they'll do though, when McMinn County's not coming back, it's up to, I guess maybe it depends on. See if Coach Free is he? They've left. I mean, I'd like to. I've never been in the situation. We've played games where they've been suspended, but never this late in the ball game, and never when it's 6-2. You're looking at a black screen. That is the garage door window. Show them. Don't show them with a really nice press box. It's kind of, there's a lot of stuff here. They use it for storage, but we've got an air conditioner. We've got seats. We have stayed dry to this point. At least I have. They're soaked. But if you're a business and if a supporter of Oak Ridge High School, we could use some more support. We want to do at least 20 ball games, at least 20 regular season ball games if we possibly can. I mean, these guys, they work hard for me. They've been with me. Preston's been with me since football season. Dylan was on the football team, scored a touchdown in the Science Hill ball game, did Dylan. But they have to be compensated, and that's part of it. And we have equipment issues. We're streaming, and we'd like to go to Gulf Shores too. We'd like to broadcast those games from Alabama. If you own a business, we would love to have you come on board. It's a great baseball team. There's a lot of talent on this team. They're 4-0. They're probably going to be 5-0 after this one if this one is not called. But now, if you're a business or just an individual, you can contact me, David Clary. I can get in touch with you. Just $1, $5, $10, $1,000, whatever. We're working on some more angles to try to raise some more funds. Like I said, we'd like to do at least 20 regular season games. This is our 4th to this point. So I think everybody is gone, I've just been told. So I guess we're going to close it out here. We appreciate you watching our game, whether we pick it up or not. We could be back to McMinn County for 3 outs at some point. But as long as there's life for the Cherokees, they might want to play it. For Dylan Woody, Preston Fetters, my name is David Clary. Our score, we're suspended in the bottom of the 6th inning, 10-2 Wildcats. Until the next time, which will be Friday when the Wildcats take on Anderson County, unless we figure out a way to broadcast tomorrow's Boyd Buchanan game. This is David Clary saying, so long, everybody.